So the results of what we're going to do is going to show how. When you say we're going to combine ourselves, we're going to show a unity and strength in what's happening. How can we get the American people to understand our view? It's not a racial thing, it's a human thing, like you said. America is for the Americans, so let's promote it that way.
Well, absolutely, and the thing about that is, you take certain projects right now as Los Angeles World Airports. Los Angeles World Airports have gotten to a point of taking most of the businesses in terms of DBE, MBE, and WBE. They simply did a move to take the MBE businesses to put them to the WBE status. A white man taking the business and putting it in his white wife's name. And the people at the airport have been awarding these people the contracts. No, they don't want me to tell the truth, but that is the truth. The truth is what it is. Don't blame me for it. We've called them out on the carpet about that. Now we're talking to them, at least they're talking to us in good faith, and that's a positive step. Where do you get when people won't even call you back and try to talk to you? I know some people around town that's giving out awards like the Bluebonnet Plague. They give out awards to these companies so they can look good and feel good and play the part, so to speak. I don't have anything against Skip Cooper at the BBA. He's my friend. I don't know how much construction he's into. I tell Skip all the time, we talk about the issues, and Skip is here to support. Every corner I turn on, people want to talk about Gene Hale. This is not to berate Gene Hale. This is to tell Gene Hale, along with Disney as anybody else, if you want to do the right thing, call us. There's too much money that people send through Gene's offices, and he's not sensitive to our organization. We want Gene to know that. This is not a hating thing. This is a thing of reality. If you're black playing the black card, you should be more sensitive than you are. No, we ain't gonna pick at your business. You're a black man just like we are. But I think you have the stroke to talk with Disney and other businesses alike to let them know that we are serious. Because if we did come to pick at your business, you would tell them that.
The question you asked was where to from here? What are we going to do? And what steps are we going to take to make a reality what we determine and our vision is the need? And I quote Confucius and say the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. And this is just one step here today. So it's an important step because awareness. If somebody doesn't know what the problem is, if there's people walking by, and you see them walking by now, not even looking at the sign, a lot of them, some looking, a level of awareness is the first step. Know what the problem is, and know who's being excluded, and know why, and know who's responsible. And so we pinpoint and target. There's a number of things going on around LA. There's work being done, massive amounts on the airport, even though the budget of the city is shy. There's money being done on water DWP improvements. There's schools being built at the same time that the teachers are being laid off because that money is there to build those schools, passed on a bond issue. And there's work being done on the expansion of Disneyland and Disney World for recreational purposes. So somebody somewhere has some money, stores are being built. And so today, our target is here. This is a high visibility target. There is a potential of getting it resolved here at one of the highest levels. And if it's resolved here, and that's why we're starting here, we can resolve it anywhere and everywhere. So this is our first point, and this is just the first step. And the second step is to broaden it, expand it, and do the same. And if it takes to, the strategy calls for a variety of ways. It might be, well, I don't want to disclose the total strategy at this point, but this is one step in a strategic plan to get justice in the 21st century.
Tell me now, who have you partnered with? Because I know, Drexel, you have met with the mayor of Carson and the Carson City Council, talked about their projects. Tell me who your partners are, who can help us provide what employment is needed in this area, and we'll do it in a good, constructive manner.
Well, that's an A and B part of the question. The first part of the question is who we partnered with. That remains to be seen because no one has stepped up to the plate thus far to talk about partnering. However, if you want to talk about certain companies in the general area, we have received an MOU from a company by the name of Skanska. I feel good about our opportunity with Skanska because of the type of dollars that they go after. They're going after Measure R dollars. I think it's about $50 billion total for light rail systems. On LA Metro Light Rail Phase 1, it wasn't very becoming for black folk. But at this juncture on phase 2, I think it's real important that we get there. The bottom line is we met with the city of Carson, we met with the mayor of Carson, we met with every board member of the city of Carson. The city of Carson is crying broke right now, saying that they're $9 million in the red. I don't know that to be a fact, but that's what's being said. You talk about URS. URS is one of the companies that's been shortlisted adjacent to Skanska on the light rail project that's going to come out next year. It has taken us 4 weeks, and we finally got a call back from URS. I'm trying to show the point here, whereas how can I work with you or you work with me if we don't communicate? So I like what the city of Carson has done thus far. I like what Skanska's done thus far, and we really wish that most people would just really kind of introduce themselves to the Tuda Saliba slogan. Tuda was the guy that made this happen for us in the community a long time ago and kind of got us started. If it were up to me, I would say all the contracts should go to Tuda because he understands that black folks got to work.
Okay, now on the legal part of it, can you introduce yourself now?
Oh, she's not legal.
No. Okay, well, tell me who she is then.
Stereotype.
The legal part. No.
Okay.
I know that I need the support. That's why I'm putting that leg under this.
I
Yeah.
see.
Tripod.
I need to let them know that we do have the law on our side. We're doing it the way that the law says
Well,
it
the
should
law
be
is
done.
right there, and the Obama administration knows that. The thing of it is, no one has ever attacked or addressed these issues before. In other words, people continue to do business as usual as it relates to black folk because we're dormant. We're like a doormat. Everybody walks on us and walks over us. And that business will no longer be tolerated by us. We're going to stand up. We're going to make sure that our contractors do business, and because we will do business in a business-like format when given opportunity. In terms of legal, we know how to go legal. I mean, I think if a couple lawsuits were filed, a lot of this madness would stop. And we're not far away from it. But as Dr. Dove said, this is our first step. This is our first step in trying to make this to right this wrong, so to speak. And we can't tell Disney what to do. We can only advise them of our concerns and how we're left out. That's the bottom line from this thing. We're not in there and they don't want us in there, because if they wanted us in there, we'd be in there.
Explain who you contacted and what kind of response you got from today's activity.
Today's activity, we really haven't had any response because nobody wants to go up against a conglomerate such as a Disney. Whereas a lot of people, we thought would want to know the truth, regardless of how it fitted or hit the pavement. The bottom line is, you're the only one here. What does that tell you?
Tells me that the information is not disseminated the way that it should be. People are not made aware of what's happening and how it's happening. And now is the time to make sure that they become aware and get involved in what's happening.
And we need to tighten up on our press relations, and we'll give us some help on that too, and get the word out more. The first step is to make sure that we get the support of the community, and particularly the contractors who are involved in this and are hit most, they and their families are hit most hard by it. And then the next step is to get broader support in the community and the press. We thank you for coming, and we will be going for broader coverage in the press.